What's up, Supernatural superfans?
It's Nate and Krissy, your hosts of
Gang That Drink, the Supernatural Drinking Game Podcast.
It's the podcast where we make up drinking game rules for a favorite episode of our favorite show, Supernatural.
We recap the episode for you and let you know how all the rules played out.
Then we let you know the drinking game rules for the next episode, so you can play along.
But we want to talk to you today about becoming an exclusive member of Gank That Drank, a Supernatural drinking game podcast.
Becoming a member is just $5 a month. It's easy to do, and it helps keep the podcast going, bringing you more fresh drink to gank. Or gank to drink, whatever.
One of those two. Plus, members get every episode early and ad-free,
with some extra bonus content at the end of each episode as a member exclusive.
We play games, we talk trivia, we chat about what we were watching besides Supernatural.
We talk about our lessons learned from each episode, and sometimes give you a geographical zoom in on the towns or areas the episodes take place in.
We have fun! Ha 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 ha. And we gank those drinks, and we want you to be a part of it.
So join us and become a member at truestory.fm/gankthatdrink.
And when you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things,
you know, the family business.
Keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Before we dive in, here's another show you can enjoy in the True Story FM family of entertainment podcasts.
Horror movies get a bad rap. They're cheap thrills, mindless gore, not cinema, blah, blah, blah.
But we here at Sitting in the Dark know better. We know that horror is more than just jump scares and chainsaws. It's a reflection of our deepest fears, our anxieties, Okay, and there's a lot of jump scares and chainsaws.
Join us, Pete Wright, Tommy Metz III, Kyle Olson, and Keenan Diaz, as we cut into the dark heart of horror cinema.
Every episode, we explore a different facet of the genre, from survival horror to home invasions, from zombies to birds. We tickle the tropes, analyze the angles, and sharpen our own axes along the way.
We'll introduce you to the classics that shaped the genre.
And the modern masterpieces that are pushing the boundaries of terror.
Sitting in the Dark is your guide to navigating the terrifying, thrilling, and sometimes hilariously bad world of horror movies.
We'll help you understand why we love to be scared.
And maybe even convert you into a horror fan yourself.
So turn off the lights.
Close the basement door.
And join us.
Sitting in the dark.
In a world where podcasts are a dime a dozen, one show dares to stand out from the rest.
The Film Board, a podcast unafraid to tell it like it is.
We're here for one reason and one reason only. Downloads.
That's right. We review new release movies because that's what gets people's attention.
But just because we're in it for the clicks doesn't mean we don't take our job seriously.
We're part of the Next Reel family of film podcasts, and we're proud of it.
Our reviews are just as insightful and thought-provoking as any of our other film podcasts.
It's just that this podcast is all about that sweet, sweet SEO.
The nectar squoze from the tree of Bing.
We're only human, but we're also creators.
And creators eat clicks to survive.
So if you want honest, unfiltered opinions on the very latest movies right on opening weekend,
delivered with the self-awareness of a team looking for downloads,
then tune in to the Film Board,
where every download counts, but yours counts the most.
Hello, and welcome to Gank That Drink. Can you hear it pouring?
I cannot.
Okay.
Okay, now I can maybe. Yeah, I think I can hear some fizzing.
Some fizzing?
Going
okay.
on, a little fizzing. Is it a Topo Chico?
It's a White Claw. Welcome to Gank That Drink, a Supernatural drinking game podcast. It's the podcast where we watch a beloved episode of our most beloved show, Supernatural. We play along with drinking game rules that we made up, and we then tell you what the next episode is going to be and what the drinking game rules are for that.
And we talk about the episode. We talk
Oh
about
yeah,
it too.
we recap it and we
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. Talk about all
And
the
that's
things
what we
love.
do.
That's what we do. That's what we're doing here. Hi, Krissy.
Hi, Nate. That's that voice you're hearing is Nate McWhortor, a performer and teacher at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona.
And the one you just heard and who did our wonderful introduction is Krissy Lenz, the director and purveyor of the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona. And I am delighted to be here with you tonight, Krissy.
I'm delighted as well. This is my episode. It's kind of a weird pick.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick because it piggybacks off of your previous pick.
Yeah, so last season, I ended the season of my picks by doing Provenance, season 1, episode 19. And I wanted to do the one where Sarah Blake comes back, albeit briefly.
Very briefly.
So that's what this is.
Oh, so
this
briefly.
is season 8, episode 22, Clip Show. It's aired in May 8th, 2013. It was written by Andrew Dabb and directed by Thomas J. Wright. It is season 8, episode 22, Clip Show. Now, when I picked this, I looked at the description of they were like, Sarah Blake comes back in season 8. And I'm like, what? I don't remember that. So I looked up her episode and I read the description and it's like, Crowley is killing off people the Winchesters have saved. And I'm like, what? That sounds great. And it's called Clip Show. I bet we get to see so many old clips from the past shows.
Nope.
That's not really what it is at all.
Not a single one.
No,
not even in the Zen.
We see the Wendigo.
Yes, but yeah, other than that, like, nope, we don't.
Not many clips.
Not many clips.
Yeah, there's only 3, and we don't even get to meet the second girl.
Yeah,
she just died.
Yeah, she just died. Yeah, it's fine though. It's still a good episode.
All right, here are our rules. As I pour some more White Claw into my cup.
Bam! Ain't no laws with White Claws.
There's a lot of rules, so just be prepared. There's a lot of rules. Most of them only hit once because this was a tough episode to make a drinking game rule for. Rule number 1: someone dies. Take a drink anytime someone dies. Rule number 2: take a drink anytime Cass and Dean get tense. The tension builds. That's the opposite of a boy melodrama scene. It's
yeah,
but it's still boy melodrama. So
it is, but it's a quiet melodrama.
Yeah. Take a drink anytime someone says weird with 3 exclamation points. Take a drink when Dean says good times. Take a drink for some Jiffy Pop. Take a drink when someone says, wash that taint. Take a drink for the Sammy rule. Anytime someone calls Sam Sammy, you go, Sammy! And take a drink. Take a drink anytime someone says, dude. Take a drink if someone cures a demon. Take a drink if someone is a Nephilim. Take a drink when Crowley says, hello, boy. Take a drink when Dean says, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
And take a drink whenever Cass gets a beat down. All right. The rules are many, but they happen in chronological order, so you can just sort of follow along.
It does happen that way, for the most part.
All right, here we go. Then we're introduced to Metatron, who's the scribe of God, and he's like, I'm just from the secretarial pool. We see Kevin Tran zap Crowley with his weird glowy eyes. We hear them say they've got the third trial. Sammy is doing the trials to shut all the demons in hell at this time. And the third trial is to cure a demon. They find Cass in the street. He's very injured. They fight with Abaddon, a knight of hell. She is very formidable. And they shoot her in the head with a magical bullet and cut off her head and said, we're going to cut you into steaks and bury each strip under cement. Which is a good plan. They should have left well enough alone.
Plan they should have just stuck with.
Yep. Now. Wah, 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 wah. We are with a couple in Colorado. And she is glowing. She is happy. She is like, I can't believe you finally came with me. Ugh, I just feel like I can breathe up here. But the guy is real scared. Hey, it's Tommy from Wendigo. He hears a growl. Hey. And he's like, oh no, it's a Wendigo. He gets banged around the room by unseen forces and then bleeds out from his face in a super gross way.
The props department earned their paycheck on that one this week.
Yeah. Someone died. Take a drink.
Bam. Drink taken.
Supernatural. All right. Now we're in the interior of the bunker. The boys are going through files on demonic possession. Sammy feels terrible because he's doing the trials. He says everything hurts and smells like rotting meat. And Dean says, I've had that hangover. Jaeger. Why don't you take a break and get some air? And Dean ignores Castiel, whose wound is healing, but slowly. Dean brings Sam a meal, which is a half-drunk beer, beef jerky, and 3 peanut butter cups.
What else do you need?
What else do you need? But he's going to do a supply run. Cass tries to apologize, but Dean is in no kind of mood. He just doesn't want to have it. He doesn't want Cass to come with him to the store. Sammy breaks the tension by saying, do we have a room 7B? And when they go looking for room 7B, he's like, go easy on Cass. And Dean is like, not going to do it, man. I'm mad at Cass. He stole the angel tablet. He disappeared with it. He's doing all this crazy mumbo jumbo with the wherewithal that's going on in heaven. I'm not going to forgive him. So they're searching for an evidence, and Sammy finds a giant demon trap with chains covered in spells. What's this?
What? Great foreshadowing to one of our favorite episodes where they hold Crowley in that same.
For ages and ages, they hold him in there.
Yeah.
And they give him nothing but a little desk so he can still be the king of hell.
Yeah.
Sammy found a film reel. So now they're sitting around eating Jiffy Pop. Take a drink. I'm going to take a drink.
I definitely missed them eating the Jiffy Pop. That was the only rule I missed. I was like, when the hell did they eat Jiffy Pop?
When they're watching the film reel.
Watching the film, yeah.
The video is of a demon in their dungeon they just discovered being tortured and exorcised. And they do this weird exorcism that they've never seen before, and the demon bursts out of her chest, which is gross. It's like an old woman, and the demon bursts out of her chest. They discover that the old priest has died, but the young priest, as we all know, according to Exorcist, to do one of these exorcisms, you have to have an old priest and a young priest.
That's how every exorcism, there's no other way to do it. You can't do it any other way.
Yep. Dean refuses to let Castiel go along with them. The young priest is now old, and he tells them the story of how the old priest used to believe that demons could be saved. And he says, quote, that you could wash that taint away and restore their humanity. So take a drink, he said, wash that taint.
Yes, and it was such a great delivery of that line, where it wasn't comedic, but it is funny.
It is funny. He said, "Wash that taint." So we can cure a demon, Sammy says. The old priest kept trying till he died and got torn apart. Sammy coughs up blood into his hand like he is the main character of Moulin Rouge.
Yes.
Dean and the young old priest have a conversation about Sammy, and Dean is like, he's going to cross that finish line and shut all the demons in hell forever. And the old priest is like, oh, okay. Cool. Let me go get the old priest stuff for you. All right. So Castiel goes shopping, which is the most adorable scene of this movie. Movie episode. Dude. Take a drink for every time he says dude.
Yeah.
The first thing Castiel buys is busty Asian babes because he's trying to get back into Dean's good books. Metatron shows up and they sort of scamper away. Kevin Tran told me about you. Let's socialize and grab a bite. I have to talk to someone about the fighting in heaven. Castiel is like, I thought I could fix it and lead our people, but I shed too much blood. I did penance and betrayed my friends, and I failed. Metatron is like, heaven needs us, Castiel. We can save the day. We have to shut down heaven. We have to do the same, not the same trials, but the same sort of trials that Sam is doing to shut all the angels away in heaven and give them a bit of a timeout so they can solve their problems without it spilling out onto the earth. Then he's like,
Metatron's such a shyster.
He is. Marv.
Such a shyster.
And then he's like, do you want crepes? And he disappears.
Yeah, the best crepes are in Ojai. Randomly.
We cut back to the bunker. The boys have more audio of the demonic experiments. So they're just listening to the audio, but we get to see it as if they're watching a video. The priest is asking the demon, when you ate his children, how did it feel? And then injecting him with purified blood. After like 12 times of doing this, the demon's eyes clear, and he does the exorcism. The demon is sorry. He has been saved. The old priest cured a demon. But here's my question. Is that demon just going to still live in that guy's body?
That's what I wasn't super clear on. I was like, okay, is the demon itself just, gonna still use that as a meat suit and it's just like a nice demon now? Or is like that guy, like, did the priest not understand how possession works the way we understand it? And now the human is just back and the demon was expelled.
No, because he says I
laugh. Cure a demon, so like it implies that the demon is still in the meat suit,
right? Which is what I thought, that the demon was still in there, and now he's just going to live in that man's body.
I guess, like, what is that life? Like, you're not going to go live that guy's life. You're just going to like not be a menace to society.
I don't know. It was very unclear. This guy's long-term planning left something to be desired.
Yeah, it is a little fuzzy on the detail, on the real specifics of how these exorcisms were supposed to work.
Yep, exactly. So Dean wants to know, what do we have to do the same thing? We're going to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Terrible idea, Dean. They're just like, we know where we've got a demon. Let's go dig up Abaddon. What? That's the stupidest thing you could do. It took a whole season to bring her down. All right. So now we're at Crepes with Metatron. The waitress flirts with Castiel, and Metatron says, I should have picked a better vessel. And it's like, you picked that one?
That's okay. Yes, that is, I think, a very great line, but it's like very, very self-deprecating. But it is like, why did you choose that as your vessel? Like, but I get, okay. but I think because when he said that line really stuck with me, because I think that it speaks to the how angels are always like, oh, you humans, you care about all these like frivolous little things, right? Like looks and appearance being one of them. So I think it speaks to how the angels don't necessarily, when they choose a vessel, they're not like thinking like, I'm going to choose this super hot, sexy vessel, even though most of them are.
Right.
Like, the majority of the angels are like super hot and sexy the whole time. Even most of the demons are pretty hot and sexy all the time. But that like makes sense. You think a demon, yeah, I'm going to choose a hot and sexy bad to get like the angels are so oblivious to it that you would think so. There should be more ugly angels in this show. I think is what I'm rounding around to. I think we don't see enough ugly angels, especially with Metatron saying this, like, I should have chose a better looking vessel. I think, yeah, like I said, I got tickled by that line just because of like everything it implies about all of the angels and the vessels they choose and why they choose them or whatever. And like, of course, like Cass apparently chose sexy warrior Misha Collins vessel. Like that's the
Jimmy Novak, baby.
Yeah, Jimmy Novak. We need to do we need to do one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Those
we'll get
those are heartbreakers. Those are real. Oof. A lot of feels in some of those.
Yeah, for sure. So Metatron reveals that he knows the trials to close the gates of heaven. Castiel has to do them though because he's a warrior. Heaven needs your help, Castiel, and it's not going to be easy. The waitress, who's so cute and bubbly, she's the first trial. She's a Nephilim, although he pronounces it Nephilim.
Which they both then do, like the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, you gotta cut her heart out. And Castiel's like, what? No, I'm not doing that. But it so confused me because later on, like, Jack has all these magical powers because he's a Nephilim.
But she does too.
Yeah, but she's not as powerful as Jack.
No, because she wasn't like trained by the Winchesters.
Also, she's probably not Lucifer's Nephilim.
That's what I was about to say too. She's not Lucifer's, right? She's not an archangel Nephilim,
right? As far as we know,
it's like, yeah. I mean, it seems like she's just like a regular old run of the mill, but the only one on Earth, they say.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cass has the right feelings on this one, and for good obvious reasons. Until, man, it really sucks that she gets stabbed.
Yeah, I agree. I take issue with that part.
I do too.
Right now, Sam and Dean are sewing Abaddon back together. She wakes up, but she's got no hands. And the bullet in her head is stopping her from smoking out of her meat suit.
Kitty didn't need her claws.
Nope. She reveals that she was the one who killed the old priest. What? Crowley calls, and this is where we get, hello, boy. Take a drink.
Ooh, and it's dripping too. It's so good.
Yeah. And he's like, have you lads been reading the papers? Young man died in Colorado you might be interested in. And they're like, we should ignore him. Meanwhile, Abaddon's hand, like thing from the Addams family, escapes from its little hatch. Now, why did they even unbury the hand?
That's what I was saying. Why? You said you were going to bury them like separately. So why dig up the hands too? Why even put them in the same room? This all could have been avoided. All of it could have been avoided.
Yep. Because the hand just hops onto her shoulder, pops into her mouth, pulls the bullet right out. It's just apparently like she could have gotten it out with her tongue.
I think she gave herself a squeeze first.
Yeah, a little booby squeeze.
Definitely gave her a boob squeeze. There was definitely... I was like, okay, interesting. And then on the way up, then it went up. Yeah, pulls the bullet out, which, great. I love it. Again, props earned their keep this episode.
Yep. They did great. And makeup, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something else.
Stitching,
And they're like, Tommy Collins. Meanwhile, back out on the phone call, they're like, Tommy Collins, who's that? Oh, we saved him from the Wendigo. Oh, he's in, and Crowley is like, I'm texting you an address. And they're like, yeah, whatever, dude. They discover that Abaddon has escaped and they're like, oopsie doopsie, but they don't seem that fucking nonplussed about it.
Nope, not really. Throw it away. All right. Now we're on this Crowley thing.
Yeah. Crowley texts them an address to someone else they saved. It's a trap, but they're going to go anyway. It's in Prosperity, Indiana. A girl is dead in the oven. She's someone they saved too. In an episode I don't remember where there's witches and baked goods.
Yeah, I don't remember this episode either. I will look it up.
So she's dead in the oven. Crowley calls back and says, I'm killing everyone you've ever saved. He's going to kill one person every 12 hours until they bring him the demon tablet. They don't have it. Kevin had it, but Kevin is missing. And he is like reading the books, reading Chuck's books to find out all the people that they saved, which I thought was a neat detail. He leads them to a motel room. And we cut there. We go to Cass and Metatron following the Nephilim. We cut back to it's Sarah Blake at the hotel. We cut back to Cass and Metatron following the Nephilim. I know what you are, she says. I try to be nice. I just want to live my life. Fight, 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 fight. Cass stabs her, and I think it's so unfair.
It really is. I am mad. I got actually mad about it. I was like, why, Cass? You're so much better than this. Again, you know Metatron is a complete wanker. I can't even think of another way to describe Metatron. Yep. At least in this moment of time. He's a complete wanker.
Yep, I mean, he redeems himself eventually, as we learned in the last episode.
But like, he is I think this is a great episode to do after we talk about the one previously where he obviously sacrifices himself to the darkness, but like, such a wanker.
Yeah.
And
man. He's full of plans and schemes. So Castiel should not be putting all his eggs in that basket.
No, and you're just like, Cass is so dumb sometimes. And I love that the Cass is like, the jock, like the dumb jock of this show, right? And they reference all the time, like, he's just your dog, he's your puppy, he's your which is so fun. It's just so funny to me because obviously you think about Misha Collins is like the opposite of that, but like Cass himself is just like the big dumb jock. It's like hard. How do you get a dumber jock in the show? I mean, and dumb is in like quotes, obviously. Like I'm not saying dumb, but like Dean is essentially that, and then but there's always a dumber jock. There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
And so that's why this hierarchy gets created. That's so funny to me because and everyone references the Angels reference like Cass is like this great warrior. He's this great warrior, which again is like code for like big dumb jock. He's this great warrior. Yeah, he's a big jock. To answer a question from earlier, by the way. The episode referenced with the baked person in the oven is actually from season 7, episode 5. It's called "Shut Up, Dr. Phil," and it stars Krissy,
Charisma Carpenter, and James Marsden.
Carpenter, yes, and James Marsters.
Marsters, right? Not James Marsden,
but Marsters. Yes. And so there's actually apparent one of the continuity possible glitches in this is how Crowley is able to get the intel on this person from the supernatural books, which we see he is reading to get intel on all these. Mm-hmm. Because like Chuck would have theoretically still been writing because this is only from a season before. So like Chuck would have theoretically still been writing this, book part of the book because like it's said in fan fiction that Chuck stopped writing with Swan Song,
right?
So but it could Crowley could have figured it out in other ways is
I guess
explanation. So but yeah, that's the reference. So to catch us all up on that.
Awesome. I love that episode. I'm going to do that episode.
I actually think we should because Chris Carpenter, like that's a great get.
It's our Buffy crossover.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So Sarah Blake is like, oh, so a demon is going to kill me in 16 minutes. And Sam is like, no, we're going to do everything we can to stop it. Dean shows up. He's got the circle of salt. They're going to ward the house. They've got shotguns. They're going to do everything they can to protect Sarah. She's married now and has a 1-year-old. There's some weirdness in this scene where it goes from dark outside to daylight outside to dark outside.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be midnight.
Man, that's just some things in the show. They just like, oh, we didn't get that right.
So Sarah and Sam have a BM scene, and she's like, "You grew up, Sammy, but I miss your old haircut." Crowley calls and counts down 5, 4, Svein, Sein.
Yeah,
He starts counting in other languages. And Sarah dies. Crowley is like, I know that you need a demon to complete the trials, so I'm keeping everything hell related out of your path. Good luck finishing the trials because we're staying away from you, but we're going to continue to kill the people that you saved. They didn't save Sarah. She dies. Crowley has a great monologue about tearing apart their life's work because he can. Because the only thing that helps them sleep at night, despite their alcoholism and bullying, is that people that they saved are out there living their lives, healthy and happy. Dean breaks the phone and finds the hex bag. It was in the phone. What?
Which is a great reveal. It's a great... This whole sequence plays out so, I mean, like, sadly, but awesomely.
Yeah.
Like, the helplessness you feel even watching it, of like, how are they, there's nothing they can do. They're trying everything. They've looked everywhere. They've done everything. And then to have Crowley give this amazingly Crowley dripping, bloody speech, and then in anger we smash the phone, and that's where it is. Like,
that's where it is.
And they hold on both of their faces the perfect amount of time. I really, really loved this. I mean, again, it's a harrowing sequence to watch, but I really, really loved it. And I thought they just did a brilliant job of going about it. And like, yes, in the phone, which is like how he knew you'd never find it because you were still on the phone with him. Like, it is usual suspects-esque. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like,
yeah, it's great.
It's a good twist. It's a good turn. It's a great kind of denouement to this episode. Mm-hmm. I really love it.
Mm-hmm. It's clever. Crowley is a clever boy.
Clever. What's the line? Saving people, hunting things. The family business.
Family business. Yes.
He nails it. Yeah.
So we're back at the bunker. Dean tries to have a boy melodrama scene, but Sammy wants to take the deal. And Dean is like, we're going to kick its ass like we always do. Are you with me? And then we're on Sam's face as he looks doubtful. And we black out. And that's the end of Clip Show.
Damn. Great episode.
It's a tough one.
It's not the easiest to watch. It's obviously got a lot of myth in it. It's not a Monster of the Week by any means.
Nope.
But obviously it's called Clip Show. Like, you should be familiar with the show if you're going to watch an episode called Clip Show. I wouldn't recommend dropping in on this one, but like,
no, don't drop in on this one.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of explaining to do. You're just dropping in.
Yeah.
You could have watched several seasons of the show and watched this one and still not really know what's going on.
You could be as well versed as we are in this episode and watch it and still not know what's going on.
What? What's that reference? Let me look it up.
Yeah,
that's why we love it, because there's 15 seasons of content to like remember. So and believe it, and we know there are people out there who remember every single freaking minute of it, and I love them, and they're great, and I hope they listen to the show. And yeah,
I really so too.
I really like this. I liked the episode, and I liked your game. It was fun to like try to, like I said, Jiffy Pop was the only one I didn't catch in the moment. Now, whether I caught all of them, we'll see. But
okay,
yeah.
All right. How did the rules play out? Someone dies
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
Dean and Cass get tense
3 times.
4 times.
4 times. I must have missed one later on.
Someone says weird.
I got 4.
Oh, I only got 3. You got one I didn't catch.
So they do say it like 3 times, like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And then there's like another one, like just out, like a little bit later on.
Okay. Dean says good times once.
Yep.
Jiffy Pop happens once.
Yep.
We wash that taint once.
Yep.
The Sammy rule happens.
I only got once. I must have missed the second one. I think the earlier one. That
3 times.
3 times? Dang.
Yep.
So
Crowley says it once too.
Oh, Sammy. Oh. See, I only listen to it with Dean, I guess. I don't listen to it with other characters necessarily all the time.
You got to watch with the subtitles on. That's the key.
Oh, see, and that is, yeah, we had ours off, and that, I don't know why we had ours off. Usually on Netflix we have them on. I don't know why they've been off. Turning them back on.
Yep. Someone says, dude.
I only got 3.
I got 3.
Okay.
Someone cures a demon. Once.
I have once, but then I marked 2 times extra as like, I don't know why. I had a thought of why, but then I guess I don't remember. I think maybe it was like every time he jabbed him, I was doing it, and I was like, maybe that's, I don't know. Like every time.
Oh, that would be like 12.
I think it is like 8. It's like 6 hours. I don't know if they show every single one. They like cut past a couple of them. But yeah, that's why I was like, at first I was marking him. I was like, I think it's just supposed to be the one. All right, Nephilim. I got twice.
I just took once for her being a Nephilim once.
Oh, I thought it was every time they said the word Nephilim.
No, it's just every time someone is a Nephilim.
Well, I drank every time they said it.
Okay. Crowley says, hello, boy, once. Dean says, son of a bitch. Twice. And Cass gets a beat down once.
Yeah.
So that is how the rules played out.
Bam, bam, bam.
There were a lot of them, but they didn't have. They happen in order.
Yeah. No, it was a good game. It was fun. Like I said, it was fun to be like, okay, I know they're not going to happen often, so I really got to be on my toes and catch these.
Okay, so what's on the agenda next?
All right, our next episode, Krissy. We are so close to taking a pause on Chuck episodes. We're gonna take a pause at the end of this season 11.
Okay.
Or not? Yeah. Is it 11? It's 11. Hold on. We've
been in season 11.
We've been in season 11, but I have the episode number wrong written at the top of this thing. I know it's written wrong. So I'm going to real quickly pull up the actual. Okay, Krissy.
Okay.
Next episode. Are you ready to hear the rules for our next episode?
I'm ready to hear the rules for our next episode.
Okay, we are continuing on this Chuck train, at least for a little while. We may take a pause and get back to it, but we're going to continue right where we left off. Season 11, episode 22, We Happy Few.
We Happy Few, a Shakespeare reference.
Yes, a Shakespeare reference. This episode is quite Shakespearean in a lot of ways, actually. So we will. I tried to take a page out of your book and just like, let's go for a barrage of rules. They might not hit all the time, but at least we'll have a bunch of drinks, hopefully.
Okay.
By the end of it. So, anytime Lucifer is acting juvenile or petulant, just like a freaking child, we're taking a drink. Because like this episode picks up right, literally like the second the episode 21 ends with Chuck and Lucifer seeing each other. Take a drink anytime we see some pie charts.
I love a pie chart.
Yeah. Take a drink anytime the end of the world is mentioned, discussed, talked about. This is going to be this is going to be the hero of the episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, let's just make one that we can like really interpret all the time. Take a drink for some therapy talk.
I love therapy talk.
We all love therapy talk. It plays a prominent role in this episode. Take a drink every time we get like an Ocean's 11 style sequence, which I think as you watch the episode, you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. Take a drink every time Rowena insults Sam.
Okay.
We get Rowena in this episode. That's the
finally a Rowena episode.
Finally get a Rowena episode. I don't think we've ever done one on our show.
We have not,
and we've done this show for so many years, and I don't think we've ever done it. All right, take a drink for with the mug kick. That actually, let's make that the shot. You're taking a shot. You're finishing your drink. It's a little extra for the mug kick.
Okay, got it.
Take a drink during the witch attack. Take a drink for Jedi Amara.
Okay.
And then we're taking a drink for all the BM scenes, because this is like a big old giant BM scene of an episode, which again stands for boy melodrama, but it's not always just between boys.
Yeah. Sometimes there's girls in this show.
Yeah, which, speaking of girls, so the episode that we just talked about, Clip Show, the very next episode, which I don't remember what it's called, but it begins with Crowley like having a dinner date with Jody Mills, and it's so upsetting.
It does?
Yes, it is. I turned it off because I had to start watching my next episode, but I was like, oh, I don't like that. Turn this off. Because like he's going around killing the people that they've saved, and that includes Jody. Obviously, we know she doesn't, but like, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay.
They're so good. They're so good. So yeah, that's the rules for season 11, episode 22. We happy few. We're continuing on Chuck. It's a very dramatic episode. It is, I think, one with lots of moments that lots of supernatural people remember. Crowley, Rowena, the whole gang. I mean, it's we're getting to the end of season 11, so like it's a real who's who.
It's a smorgasbord.
Good smorgasbord episode, and I enjoyed watching it. I'm excited to watch it again. And I liked it a lot more than All in the Family, which I feel like I watched like 9 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited to talk about it, and yeah.
Excellent.
Drink about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening and being with us here till the end. Nate, tell the people where they can find us in the real world.
In the real world, you can find me slanging beer. No, you can find me and Krissy. You can find us at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona, which go to nctphoenix.com for details and most up-to-date information, like where we're doing shows and when we're doing shows, but the where being the most important thing. They're usually on Saturday nights, Friday nights occasionally right now, but eventually Friday and Saturday nights all going all strong. Who knows? By the time you're listening to this, probably all Fridays and Saturday nights. Just saw some pictures of the renos. The stage looks amazing. I am so excited to get to perform.
It's going to be great
on that stage. It looks so freaking good. I cannot wait. And yeah, we can't wait to see your happy, smiling, shiny faces in downtown Mesa to watch some improvised comedy.
Yay.
For all ages.
You can find me if you want to listen to more of me on the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast, also on True Story FM. And if you want a little bonus content, so tonight our bonus content is we're going to play a little game. We're going to play, since it's in honor of Clip Show, who are your top 3 non-Sam Dean Castiel cast members?
Okay, I like that. It's a good topic.
Okay. If you want that bonus content, if you want to get that sweet, sweet bonus content, stick around with us when you become a member. Just go to True Story FM and click Become a Member on our site's page, and that's how you do it. If you don't feel like becoming a member, but you still want to help out the show, like, rate, review, subscribe, thumbs up, Do all that stuff. It's so helpful to us. Leave a comment. We love you. We love to hear from you, and we appreciate you. So while you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things, the family business, as Crowley says. Yes. Do keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on.
Party on, dudes.
Ooh, that was creepy, Nate. I
I'm
love
trying
it.
to go with the Crowley, how he would say it.
Party on, dudes.
I love it.
I love the game we're about to play, though.